Hey guys, Likey here, back with another video. This is going to be a free-to-play video, a motorcycle video, and I'm back with the god himself, the Mortar god, Crafter. Now, Crafter was on this channel before. He was around maybe top 1500, top 2000, but he has improved a lot. He's just been playing completely out of his mind lately. He's just been going complete god mode on this game, pushing top 200 with the same motorcycle deck. Getting like top 600, 6400 last season. He's just been completely insane. I had to bring him on. And in this video, I can't even compare to his gameplay right now. He's just so freaking beast. I'm not going to be playing. It's going to be all him. He's going to be doing 3 live matches for you guys. And I'm just going to be breaking down what he's doing, analyzing his playstyle, trying to explain it to you guys. But I just really think you guys are going to enjoy this video. I know I'm going to enjoy making it. I know I'm going to learn a lot since Motorcycle is my ladder deck as well. So without much further ado, let's get right into his replays. Not replays. I'm just going to say good luck to him, and that's kind of his note that he can start now. So he should be getting into his battle soon. So I tried to record this once before, but I had this glitch where like it actually didn't show that he was in a battle. So I'm gonna check my friend list too to see if he's in a battle, because for some reason he was in a battle, but it wasn't showing he was in a battle. So when he gets into a battle, hopefully we get to see it. But he's just at a completely different level, and he was already such a god before. So yeah, I just can't wait to show this to you guys. There we go. He's actually in a battle. So he's versing this guy named Radon. So let's see what I'm gonna maybe try to walk through his thought process. Looks like he does have the golden levels on that Mortar. So he plays his Mortar. So he believes that it's fine to start with Mortar as like a starting play. I also believe that that's a pretty good move, because like even if it doesn't work out, like it's just 4 elixir, like who cares? And looks like he did actually get a hit on the tower with that, so that's great that he was able to do that. And he's already cycled back to another Mortar, just being super annoying with it. The opponent's playing some kind of bait, maybe some kind of like P.E.K.K.A. bridge spam bait deck. But as you can see, like that Mortar didn't work out, but it's still totally fine. Crafter using the log to just try to apply some pressure with his knight. And he just cycled 2 Mortars incredibly fast, got a knight to the tower. It's looking really good for him. And once again, let me remind you, this is top 200. People here are mostly with like all max cards, all max decks, just playing. Like, they're all pros, first of all. They're completely max, and Crafter's here as, like, basically a free-to-play player with his Mortar deck. Looks like he's going to rocket the Battle Ram, so, maybe he identifies that it might be hard to get a connect on the tower, so, he thinks that he should get whatever damage he can get, so he decides to rocket that Battle Ram there. I'm not sure if that's a good play, but he's a much better player than I am, so, definitely I am going to try that and see how that works out in my gameplay. So, looks like he plays his defensive Mortar in that position for the P.E.K.K.A. So, for like the Golem and the Giant, he plays it in the position 1 to the left of this, if the Golem or the Giant were coming down the same lane as the P.E.K.K.A. But, he's going to play it closer to the P.E.K.K.A. so that it actually pulls, because the P.E.K.K.A. pulls differently. So, looks like he defends pretty well, just using his troops smart. Like, Mortar's all about, from what I've seen, and from what I've seen him play, like, it's all about smart defense. So just use the troops you have to defend as well as possible. He uses his knight very effectively, uses his archers very effectively. Basically, every elixir he spends is either in cycling or defense. And then it's just plopping down another Mortar, like, every time. So he's still maintaining the damage lead here. He's logging the Dark Goblin every time it comes down and using his other troops against the Goblin gang. So looks like his opponent uses a poison but doesn't hit the Mortar in that poison. And Crafter is playing really well here. So he's not able to get that Mortar to the tower, but that Mortar placement, oh, beautiful King Tower activation there. Like, I never would have even thought to do something like that, but like, pulling a bandit to the King Tower with the Ice Spirit is just like an amazing pro play. So he's tornadoing there, just trying to get everything together. Crafter also makes very smart use of the tornado, but yeah, so sometimes he plays his mortar up in the center, so like near the river, but in the center. So that play I find really interesting because a lot of good mortar players I've seen do that. And I think it's kind of like it defends, but it also like gives the opportunity to attack if your defense is successful. So I think he does that when he's feeling kind of confident about an elixir lead, but he also wants to defend a push that's coming down. So here you go. He's just setting up another mortar, and it looks like this one's going to actually connect. He was able to defend it very well with his bats. His bats were getting tons of value. He recognized his opponent didn't have zap, and he was just able to get tons of value with his bats there, basically stopping everything. And I think he's in, like, 2 rocket range, maybe. And again, a beautiful, beautiful prediction tornado. Like, that's just the kind of amazing play that I would never think to do. That he does think to do, and that is why he is where he is. So he knew the opponent would try to play something there. He pulled it out of range of the mortar before it was even placed. And that was just beautiful overall. I just think that was a really good game, and that's not even all that he has to offer. So let's check where he is now. He's 87th, top 100 in the world, pushing right now with Mortar Psycho. This is completely ridiculous. And even if he loses, he just gets so many plays right that I just feel like it's worth watching how good this guy is. Like, it's ridiculous. He's probably the best mortar specialist I think I've ever seen play personally, but he should be getting into another match soon. So let's see how he does. Yep, he's going in again. So definitely some very good gameplay, because I tend to struggle with things like P.E.K.K.A. just because the P.E.K.K.A., like, I don't have any ground swarm troop to stop it. Like, I don't have skeletons, I don't have goblins. I just have, like, the bats and the ice spirit, but Crafter making very good use of the bats since his opponent didn't have zap, and he's also, like, just making smart use of every single card he has. Making the best move possible in all scenarios is what makes the best player, and he's really showing that. Like, he's making moves that I wouldn't have thought of, but which are definitely the best play he could make. So once again, starting with a mortar, I think when he can, he starts with a mortar, which I actually thought that was a bad idea previously to watching him, but I guess that's, like, a good play, because, as you can see there, even though it didn't work out, like, who cares? It was just, like, he just tried to play a mortar, and it didn't work out, so what? It doesn't even matter, it's just 4 elixir. And, he can cycle back to 1 very quickly if his first card is a mortar, so, once again, he's just cycling, kind of, trying to get his mortar down. So he just got his knight in front, he got his mortar down, and the knight and the archers in front of the mortar is one of the, like, strongest pushes you could possibly do, and you get it a lot of times on a counter push, and it's just overall really solid. So looks like his opponent has Expo, but he was actually able to take that out with his mortar, which is great value. Now he decides to apply some pressure with ice spirits and bats, which is something that I tend to like to do as well. So then a great log, he's able to take out those archers and take out the ice spirit, and it was once again just a cycle log getting back to another mortar. I think he's playing a bit passive, just kind of waiting for his opponent to do something here. He might play another knight and a mortar, so he's going to play a mortar in the opposite lane now. And he's actually going to get a value rocket, hitting the ice golem and the expo, so that was definitely a very good rocket. And he's always really smart with his rockets. He's really smart with all of his cards, and I think that's just the kind of skill that you get when you really analyze a deck and you really go in-depth into a deck. Like, I feel a bit that way about Three Musketeers. Like, once I play it enough, I just know the inside and out. Like, I know what every card does and what its role is and when to use it. So Crafter's clearly mastered that for this deck, and I'm learning a lot from him. I'm sure you guys can learn a lot from him. Even if you're not, like, a super good player, you just have to appreciate how well Crafter has been playing to get here, and even when he is here. So, as you can see, he's just playing kind of passive. He's, you know, just waiting for the Expo log rocket. And I feel like Mortar does quite well against Expo because you do have that rocket, just in case you need to take it out or anything. It can be a draw, but you typically don't lose just because you do have that rocket. So once again, his opponent's trying to outcycle him, but this is a Mortar cycle deck, so good luck to his opponent there. So, looks like Crafter opts to go in with the bats instead of the rocket, and that might actually cost him here, because that Expo does lock on. So, once again, just cycling another log, seeing what he can do, and that Expo did get a lot of damage. So Crafter is saying, like, okay, he spent a lot of elixir getting that Expo to connect, so let's go in with our mortar. He's basically seeing what he can do. The Expo gets placed. So Crafter goes for a value rocket, hitting the ice golem as well, and his mortar is still on the field. Like, his opponent's doing everything he can to distract it, but Crafter's still defending his mortar. There we go, the knight taking stuff out, and does his mortar lock? No, his mortar actually hits the Tesla. So, actually this opponent's playing Expo 2.9 really well, which is doing really well as well because of the Tesla. But, you know, Crafter's like cycling rockets. He's doing the best he can here to try to mitigate as much damage from that Expo as possible. And once again, a beautiful tornado that just allowed his mortar to connect. Like, this is the type of play that takes you from a good mortar player, like a mechanically sound mortar player like me, who just kind of like defends and counter pushes and defends and counter pushes, to someone next level like Crafter, who like goes and just, you know, beats things that you wouldn't even imagine. So, here you go, another rocket, just trying to keep that Expo damage off of his tower. And he goes in for another mortar here. Opponent's starting the fireball cycle, so let's see. I don't think Crafter can do anything at this point, but very well played. Definitely a lot that we can take away from that battle. Also, I feel like his mistake was just not rocketing one of the Expos. Like, I feel like if he had rocketed that Expo, he would have been a bit safer during the match. So we can also learn from some things that didn't seem to work from him, but once again, he's the pro. So, really, like, well played to him. So I just need to tell him well played, because he does make a lot of plays that you would never think of, and that are just genius plays, whether he wins or loses. So he's going to be going in for one more, and, let's see how he does here. So yeah, he asks one more. I'm like, yes, do one more. We don't want to end on a loss. We want to end on a high note. This guy's a god, so I know no matter what, like, win or lose, he's definitely going to play out of his mind. He's going to teach me a lot. He's going to teach you guys a lot. And, maybe I'll play a live ladder match at the end of this video, but I definitely want the focus of this video to be on Crafter, just how well he's playing. So, yeah, I think once Crafter's done, I'm just gonna hop in for a ladder match and, like, see what I can do with the strategies I learned from Crafter. Especially that tornado tech I'm seeing, like, pulling stuff to the mortar, pulling stuff, like, to the corner away from the mortar so that it can't hit. So, looks like, if I were to guess, since I play, like, quite a bit of high-level ladder, I would say that his opponent's running a popular ladder deck called Icepo, which is like Ice Wizard, Mega Minion, and Expo, but this deck also has Rocket. So I'm interested to see how Crafter matches up. So it looks like his mortar actually connects to the tower, and his opponent misplays an Expo. That was actually, like, really, really unfortunate for the opponent. Crafter's getting tons of mortar hits. The opponent completely wasted 6 elixir, and this is looking like an amazing start for Crafter right here. So, then again, he gets down another mortar. Beautiful pull. Like, how is he predicting exactly what his opponent will play and where? Like, this is just crazy to me. Like, these tornadoes that are allowing his mortar to lock are just completely next level, and I think they're, like, a significant component of what makes him such a mortar god. Like, this is crazy. And his mortar is just getting tons of damage. Like, this is ridiculous. If that opponent had been able to play those skeletons, they would have just blocked the mortar for so long, for just one elixir, that, the opponent would have easily been able to counter it. But just the shock factor of pulling those skeletons before they even appeared and getting his mortar to lock on was beautiful, and the opponent really had no response. The opponent has no way to get the mortar off of that tower. So as you can see, the opponent plays the skeletons, and he doesn't prediction tornado at this time. So you can see how much value the skeletons could have really gotten if Crafter wasn't able to tornado that. So now I think Crafter's kind of just chilling. He's going to rocket it out in the end, and he's just defending for as long as possible. So as long as he doesn't make any significant mistakes, he's really got this game in the bag through one beautiful tornado that really just finished it. So, like, I think it's this tornado tech that's the main thing that I need to pick up from him. So, Yeah, some of these tornadoes, like that tornado, like even though it didn't work, just knowing that the opponent would place the ice golem there is a crazy amount of like, forward thinking. Like, I'm gonna play my mortar, my opponent's gonna play something like in the opposite lane, not the same lane. If it was the same lane, I've seen Crafter like pull it behind the tower. So I don't know how he knows when his opponent's gonna play what where, but he really does have a good intuitive sense that that we can definitely all learn from. So here we go. Crafter's just kind of waiting till he gets back to his rocket. There's the rocket with the golden effect from the golden star levels, and that's going to finish that out. So really well played to him. And just thank you so much to him for coming on my channel. He's 90th in the world right now. Completely insane. Well played. And he's just such a next level player. I cannot even express it. So to wrap up this amazing video, I'm just going to be doing a quick ladder match using the skills that Crafter has shown me, not just in this video, but in general. And let's just see how we do. So I feel like I should play at least once, because it is my video. Even though, like, Crafter was the feature of this video, I'm just going to play once, kind of a live video, so I can basically tell you guys what I'm thinking and what I'm doing. So I think that Archer should take out those Fire Spirits, and I'm just going to set up a mortar that's going to get tons of value destroying his furnace. So there we go. The mortar is just getting, like, a lot of value right now. That was a really bad and delayed log, but I don't think it's too big a deal, and we were able to take out his furnace. So, like, furnace can be kind of hard to get past, but I can cycle faster than him. So if I do, like, a defensive mortar and then defend his furnace, and then I can just, like, cycle back to another mortar, so it should be fine. And I'm just kind of playing passive, seeing what he has, what mortar counter he has, like, looks like he has wizard. So let's, while that wizard's locked onto the knight, let's just use some bats here. And it looks like we'll be able to take out that wizard. And I think my archer... Okay. So my archer's going to do some damage against that. Let's set up an actual offensive mortar so that we can maybe kill the furnace and get some damage here. So my knight and archer's combination's working very well together to take out that goblin gang. And we are going to get some shots, so that's really good. And since he has furnace, I can't really use, like, tornado tech, because he might just play down a furnace. So only when he doesn't have a furnace down, I can play, like, a prediction tornado to try to get his troops out of range of the mortar. So let's play another mortar. He might have a furnace right now. So he's going to play a wizard. Let's log this wizard, and one more mortar shot should kill it. There we go. Let's get a knight down. And we have a successful mortar lock. He's going to log, so I'm just going to, like, go in with bats for some pressure here. And we should get some bat damage, yeah. We do, so that's actually really good. And let's set up my archers again. I still have no idea what his win condition is, but he might not have used it yet. So once again, just using the mortar on the furnace because it gives tons of value by taking it out for the same price. So here we go. Looks like he's going to go with a hog fireball push, which is perfectly fine because that's in, like, the opposite lane. So I can just counter push here with archers and a mortar. Looks like he has 3 musketeers, so I'm actually going to tornado those here. I'm going to log them, anything I can do to help the mortar take them out. Let's block with a knight here. And there we go, we have a mortar locked, and this is just looking really good for us right now. Basically, all we need is, like, one more mortar lock, and the game is basically won. So here we go. Let's set up another defensive mortar here. Let's log, and let's get the knight down here, and yeah, I think we're pretty much good. We might even just cycle 2 rockets. I'll see. So let's pull all of these to one lane here. And let's log them. My mortar should be able to take them out after it takes out the furnace. Let's see if it does. So I just need one more shot, and yeah, they're pretty much dead. And let's set up another mortar just because I got huge value. And I don't even need to use my rocket on his 3 musketeers. So I might actually just rocket cycle him here. Let's use a log, and yeah. So I think I'm within 2 rocket range now. So here we go. Let's just tornado this hog to the center. I might even set up like a defensive mortar, but let's get my first rocket down and let's see what he does. He might try to punish with 3 musketeers, so I have my mortar ready. So here we go. Let's get my knight down on this side. Let's get my bats down on this side. And looks like his punish was unsuccessful, so that's good. And we just get down one more rocket, and that's beautiful. So that's going to wrap up the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more videos like this. I might do more free-to-play deck videos because they tend to do very well, and a lot of people watch them. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Hopefully you guys learned a lot from this video. I know I learned a lot making it, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.